James Gunn ended his press tour, did a ton of press all over the world. The weekend after Superman opened, he did an interview with Josh Horowitz for the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast. And we're not going to watch the whole thing. It's 50 minutes plus. We have a couple clips to show and discuss. He reveals a lot, including thoughts on, Jor-El and Superman's parents. And in this clip here, he talks about letting Henry Cavill go. Ready to watch.
You mean fire Henry Cavill?
Yes. Yeah. Well, truthfully,
he was never hired.
Well, let's watch, hear from his point of view how that went down. I have a theory. There's some things he doesn't say. He's very diplomatic in this.
Mm-hmm.
There's some things he doesn't say. You can read between the lines. Let's watch this.
Then jumping ahead, I just want to get my timeline down right, because I was somewhat in the middle of this in a weird way, because I talked to Henry Cavill in the middle of when Black Adam's coming out.
Oh, good God.
Yeah. And we love Henry, of course. And
yes, he's the sweetest guy.
Sweet guy. Love him. And he has the cameo at the end. We had a big moment on stage where he thought he was coming back. We all thought he was coming back, but maybe unbeknownst to him or not, you're already writing a Superman movie, which is clearly for a younger actor. Then soon thereafter, you get the gig as the head of DCU, correct? Have I had this roughly right?
Yeah, that's right. Yes, correct.
So then at a certain point, you and Peter have to have that unfortunate phone call, I would imagine.
No, we sat down with him. We sat down with Henry.
So without revealing too much, what is that like to have to be the guy to tell Superman, thank you for your time, we have to go a different way now?
It's terrible.
Yeah.
So, but believe it or not, I was the day so we were dealing with trying to figure out if we could take the job at DC Studios, and we're talking to David Zaslav and all the legal people there and figuring out what our deals would be. And the day our deal closed, all of a sudden they were announcing that, that Henry was back, and I'm like, what is going on? We know what the plan is. Like we know what the plan is. The plan was to come in and do Superman.
Yeah.
So it was really unfair to him, and it was a total bummer. But there was a vacuum at the time, and a lot of people were trying to be as
diplomatic as possible. There were other people that had a take on what they wanted to do with it.
They wanted to take on what they wanted to do with DC, and were trying to force their way, and it just was never a part of the equation for David Zaslav, who was the head of WBD. So, so we came in, and that was really unfortunate. I'm like, this poor guy. And so Peter and I, the right thing to do is to sit down with him and talk to him. Yeah. And we sat down, we talked to him. He was an absolute gentleman, a great guy about it. He said, the only thing I ask is that I'm able to reveal it myself as opposed to it coming from you guys. And I'm like, that's
he's a class act. Always has been from the start. Yeah. Would it be too confusing to cast him in your DC universe going?
No. See, here I have a theory here. It was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson that pushed for this. And he overstepped his bounds. He was setting up a Black Adam versus Superman movie, or whatever, or maybe insinuate himself in another Superman movie. Who knows? And Gunn is being very diplomatic. He doesn't want to call people out. Mm-hmm. Guess who's not involved in the new DCU going forward? Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And he was fine as Black Adam. He was fine. There were other characters in that movie that were better than Black Adam, but he's being very coy about that. And I think really maybe The Rock was trying to take over in a way.
He was. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the situation was that like Walter Hamada wanted to sort of reset the DCEU with the Flash movie, which is why he brought in Supergirl. And he didn't want Superman. Like he was trying to just reset it and find some sort of like continuity from the Flash movie moving forward. But The Rock went to Walter Hamada and wanted Henry Cavill as Superman. He wanted to fight Superman. He wanted to be the new face of the DCEU, and Walter Hamada told him no. So he went over his head to the execs at Warner Brothers, and they were like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And that's why Henry Cavill came back.
Do you know why he told him no?
Superman.
So Henry was supposed to be at the end of Shazam, the one they ended up shooting with that stunt double. But Henry wanted it to count towards his allotted movies and be paid accordingly. And when they said, no, you're just going to do this extra, he said, no, I'm not. And at that moment, he was persona non grata at Warner Brothers, and the Walter Hamada regime took over. Snyder didn't destroy the DC. Walter Hamada did by not having chain of continuity of any story or anything like that. So he wanted to replace Batgirl. You know, Batman would be Batgirl. Wonder Woman would stay the same. Just what Steph was saying. Yeah. And it wasn't until Rock came over with all his clout that he had that tried to force Henry back in. And the thing is, he won. He got him back. And they announced his return. And I know, shout out to Tom Connors and Elaine. They all have been saying this, that he was never hired and that Gunn, blah, 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 blah. But man, it gets fuzzy with dates. That's why he says, believe it or not. There's a lot of people that go, nah, I don't believe you. This was announced before and you knew it and you still went forward. But
I do believe Gunn.
I think once the Batgirl movie like got shelved and everything, that's when Walter Hamada stepped down because his whole plan was like ruined to sort of reset everything. In charge,
right, at that point. Or Saffron.
I do believe Gunn because here he's like he's not in a position of power yet. He'd just been hired, right?
Just he was already
the deal was worked out.
He was already doing Creature Commandos. He says he was already set for Peacemaker, and they were already talking before he was even put in charge. So
the issue was being put in charge. Yeah.
This is different factions within the company interfighting. That's what this is.
It's the right hand not knowing what the left hand is doing.
Right. There's more in this interview that it's worth watching a little bit more of this. Here we go.
Is another character?
Yeah,
absolutely not.
Yeah,
no, I talked to him about it on that day. So I would love to put Henry in something. Yeah.
So there you go. I don't know. It's sad when this kind of thing happens.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone's saying Zod and Ultraman. Yeah. Bro, no one wants to see David beat up Henry Cavill at the end because Henry's a bad guy. Put him as Batman so we can all laugh.
Yeah. Now, more importantly, James Gunn addressed the Jor-El message. And this has been the biggest controversy from Superman. I'm going to share this clip
for
here
certain people.
Yes,
for certain people that had such denial that they had to make their own headcanon and now have been told three different ways.
I know.
The coping is strong in this one.
It's a lot of FU. I was right. Shout out Razorfist.
Obviously, we've got look, this is a spoiler. A lot of people know about it. It's been discussed. Let's hear it direct from Gunn, and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
Is that the actual
How message? Can someone not think it's real?
I'm saying,
how can someone? I don't understand. Like we did this. So in the test screens, people were like, "Is it real?" You know, with AI, nobody trusts anything. Okay, in the movie,
you make a point of saying
he said,
"Mr. Terrific says it's real."
Mr. Terrific says, "I know those computer forensics guys. There's no way." That's Mr. Terrific, smart as Lex Luthor. Then I have Maury, the Secretary of Defense, say, "I think whatever you think about Luthor, but it's real." And then the clincher is that Gurkos and Lex are walking together,
right?
And Gurkos says, "You doctored a message. This is great." And Lex says, "It's not a message. It's not doctored. Right. It's real." And who thought his own parents would be the ones to bring him down?
Okay. We just clarified, just for the record. I just want to get it down. Are there implications for this going forward, or have you dealt with this?
This is the important point. Are there implications for this going forward? This changes the character of Superman. And I am not a fan of this change. We've discussed it. We argued about it last week. So,
to quote Tom Connor, that's what I said last week.
He says that every week. But let's see what he has to say here.
I mean, do you imagine this being dealt with in future Superman stories?
I mean, honestly, I think he deals with it in this story pretty much. I mean, I think that this story at the heart of it is a story about a guy who's doing things he thinks for reasons outside of himself.
Yeah.
Comes to realize through the love of a parental figure, his father and mother, that he is not doing things because of someone outside himself. He's doing things because of that's what he believes. It's not an outside force telling him what to do or what to think. He's doing it. It's not destiny.
Right.
It's his own choice.
There are also echoes of Star-Lord, Ego, Yondu in this kind of like trio. Has that
way of saying
I mean, in terms of like the dad that's the birth father.
Oh yeah,
that betrays you. That isn't who you think.
Yes, yeah.
The adoptive father who really is.
Yeah.
The moral compass.
Yeah. I don't know. So I have a lot of adopted kids in my family.
Yeah.
My best friend is adopted. A few of my best friends are adopted. I don't know why it is that those themes speak to me, but they do.
So we've talked a little bit about some changes in the process of test screening, et cetera. You thank, I believe, Drew Goddard, who you've mentioned, Damon Lindelof.
Yeah.
Any specific notes from those two gentlemen?
Drew was a really helpful one. So we had 3 or 4 things that were, heatedly debated throughout this movie.
I think that's the end of the Jor-El.
Yeah, the end of the Jor-El thing. But
there's some of the notes, and he just did another interview where he triple down, whatever it is, and says it again, where it's not getting changed, guys.
No,
I know.
I think he did a Rolling Stone interview, where he was asked if he'll retcon it or if there's a chance it'll retcon it. He's like, fans are shit out of luck because he's not going to change it.
Well, what do we think of this now? This is direct from him. And also I've heard other pitches for how this could be retconned in a way that maybe the message is real, but Zod is the one who messed with it. And
that's all fan coping.
That's called cope.
It is fan coping. But what I'm saying is a lot of people are fan coping. That tells me people don't like the change.
Oh, they don't. But that's the point. James Gunn doesn't give a shit if you like it or not. That's literally what the article is. That wasn't Steph being cute. He literally said fans are shit out of luck if they don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my point. That was to my point last week was I just don't remember Jor-El being that influential of a character in the Superman movies. Again, didn't read the comic books. And so, he appears in quick cameos in the other movies until he's gone altogether in Superman 4. And to me, it was exactly what James Gunn was saying. It's an adoption story, where Superman's values come from the parents who raised him, as opposed to his biological parents. I'll give you an example. My daughter is adopted. Her parents her parents were high school sophomores. And I remember the day that my daughter's birthday, her sophomore year, I told her right out, you are now older than your mother when she gave birth to you. And to me, that's the issue there is, we've given you these values. We've given you these, how to be a person in this world. And those are her values. And that whatever her parents did or were, have influence on her, but very little influence compared to the influence I had on her as a parent.
But
as her parent.
You're like a survivor of another planet, because this is the point. Is he is literally the legacy of the Kryptonian people. His parents wanted him to be a human first, so we could understand, and then carry on the best traditions, so that Krypton would live on through him. And it's just, it would be the equivalent of Peter Parker misunderstanding what Uncle Ben said, and like, oh, I'm only a good Spider-Man because my uncle told me with great power, but he was really telling me get bitches.
But we understand the influence Uncle Ben had, because Uncle Ben had direct influence on raising Peter Parker versus Jor-El. Jor-El is the vision that blew up a long time ago before Superman could even form memories.
Again, it depends on your comic, at what comic you're looking to. Some of them he had quite a lot of influence.
From my movie knowledge of Superman.
Well, that would be the 78 version.
You know what this makes you, Alan? The Asian Pa Kent. This makes you Asian Pa Kent.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
In the 78 version, he spent 12
time my daughter does something.
12 years with Jor-El. He's a huge influence on him. He's raised as a boy by the Kents, and he's turned into a Superman by Jor-El, and it's the fusion of the two. I just don't like the change. A lot of people don't like the change. Just not going to headcanon it.
I don't like the change at all.
Yeah, but the thing is, you could tell Superman stories down the road, even with an evil Jor-El. That changes nothing of the future of Superman or who Superman is.
I think James Gunn wanted to be, he wanted Superman to be relatable to people, and so that's why it's more of like a humanity story. It's more about him as a human as opposed to as a Kryptonian, and that's why he made the change. He said that he wanted it to be. He's not doing it because it's his destiny that was placed upon him by his Kryptonian parents. That he wants to be good and do these things because he wants to do it.
And the fact that
because of some sort of influence, which is fine, but I mean, it doesn't really change Superman's character in the movie. He's already doing good, but now he's doing good at the end of the movie because he wants to do good, but you don't really do it because you don't want to do it.
I mean, and that's my point. That's my point. Is that revelation does nothing to the character Superman. Yeah. Superman is Superman. You're not changing any canon. Superman is not fundamentally a different person.
There's no such thing as canon, as pointed out.
But I'm saying there's what we understand and know of Superman, and why I hate Man of Steel is that regardless of good or evil Jor-El, Superman is this character. He is fundamentally Superman.